All right, there we are. There's my Jen. And so this year you are a 7. And so it's all about that introspection, contemplation, what's next in your life. The 7 is a year of self-exploration and reinvention. It's a year, and God uses ours with me for this one: release, reconstruct, repurpose, recreate, reset, just completely reconstruct your whole life. And so how old are you now too?
40.
Okay, so you're beginning that 42nd 7-year cycle. Every 7 years we get 7 years. There we go. It's release, introspection, recreate, reconstruction, restructure, repurpose. And so every 7 years we get a 4-year cycle. So it begins 2 years before and it lasts 2 years after. So from 40 to the end of 44, in other words 45, you are going to be recreating your life. And so the 42nd birthday is really kind of fun because you're old enough now that you've matured. Hopefully you understand who you are and what you're about. But the true empath, the true seeker, we're always reinventing ourselves. I'm going through one right now. And so it's really all about that. Okay, what's new, what's next, what hasn't been explored, what does my heart and soul want me to do at this point? So I'm kind of assuming that's why you want a reading.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna pause this while I shuffle. Remind me to
that the way that my stepmom is with my nephews and like how my sister is, it's just like repeating the same cycles from whenever I was a kid. So it's like bringing up a lot of stuff for me. So I'm really focusing on like what we do in Reiki, like all, I can't change them. I just have to find peace within myself. And that's like basically what I'm working on.
Yeah, it's and that's what happens when we finally awaken. We like try to go home and it's like, oh my God, I don't belong here anymore.
Yeah.
And try, we know they're our family and we know their blood, and it's not like we don't love them, because we do. But it is a bit of a rude awakening to realize, oh, they're really not my people.
Yeah,
it's something I was born into, and they don't understand me. Don't even try to make them understand you. Matter of fact, I would kind of keep what you are now kind of on the down low, because they won't understand. They just
and like my stepmom, like she puts a lot of like, she basically makes my dad choose her or me, and like, and she told me a couple months ago that I think I'm better than everybody and all this stuff. And like, I try never to be like that,
You know what that is? Tell me, you know what it is?
I don't know if she's like jealous or.
It's your vibration, Jen. You have.
Oh, I see. I see.
You have up your vibe. And see, subconsciously, they feel that. They feel you're better than them. But
and she's learning, like,
they can't tell you how or why.
Yeah. And it's like, it's so the way that it's like, this is her world, my stepmom, and she controls everything. And when she realized that she can't do that with me anymore, like she did when I was younger, it's a very hard pill for her to swallow. And like, I mean, I go to therapy and stuff, and like basically what I'm doing now is just keeping peace, just so that, because I don't want to not talk to my dad. I want my nephews to be in my life, but like my expectations out of the relationships with them are just different. Like I don't think that way anymore.
She's a narcissist. She's a narcissist, and one of the things they do is hyper control their world. and that if they cannot control you, then they will do their best to turn people against you and to have you ostracized.
It sounds like you're saying exactly how things are.
And so there you can't change her. There's no healing a narcissist that can't be fixed, because in their brain they don't understand that there's something wrong with them. They don't see what she thinks everything that she's doing is perfectly fine and perfectly right. And so don't even bother trying to talk to her about it. Just like you said, sneak in, sneak out. You know,
Yeah.
and my mother was that way. I had about an hour with her before she would start her stuff. And so, just go in, spend as much time with your dad as possible individually, or take him out to lunch or do things like that away, go for a walk or whatever he's able to do away from her. And just limit, I would limit what you tell them personally. Definitely don't tell them anything about what you're doing or your Reiki or anything like that.
I learned that, like, because I'm like a really open person, and at first I would just say it, but you're now the second person in like a week who said stop sharing so much with them. Like, don't tell them so much about your life.
Yeah, and you have to keep it very superficially. Just talk about the weather. What I did is I talked about them. I shared nothing about myself. I kept asking them questions about them. Well, what do you think about this? And I see you're doing that. How do you like that? And how did that work out for you? And so I keep it really, because that's what they want to know. They want to know. They want to hear that she's so interested in me. Okay, you see, she's so interested in me, and you end up making it all about them. Okay, and they know nothing about you, which is how you want it, because they will ostracize you. They will put you down. They will, she's crazy, she's weird. My mother tried to have me committed twice with the encouragement of her family. Renee's just gone. And so, these people have great power to destroy. And just lucky, that the psychiatrist said there's nothing wrong with you. So I was lucky. And so I learned actually the hard way, Jen.
You were younger when she did that?
My 30s.
Wow.
After my divorce, I had to move back home. And so, I started practicing my spirituality, meditating, and I had an altar outside my bedroom, and started going to spiritual gatherings, which she hated because she wasn't allowed. I didn't invite her, and she got mad. Why am I not invited? And I was like, you wouldn't enjoy it. That's why it's outside. Too hard for you to be outside. And the next thing I knew, I was forced to go to a psychiatrist. They came to the door, Jen.
Wow.
And took me away.
Oh my goodness.
And I had to spend a weekend in a facility. So I learned, and that was it. I learned the hard way. You don't tell people. You don't. And back then I didn't understand what they were. They were muggles. They were non-magicals. And I didn't understand what an earth angel was. That didn't happen until I was about 33. So the asylum happened shortly after my divorce. So I was about 31. So people will do that, Jen. You need to understand that. And she's done it to me in my past lives before. And that's actually in my chart. And so you just understand, and it's sad. It's very sad, but you just cannot share with the people how you are. What sign is your husband?
March 28th is his birthday.
Aries. Okay.
Aries, yes.
Okay. The reason I asked his cards first up. So how's he doing?
He's doing really well. He actually likes Ohio a lot. He likes his job. He likes the house that we live in and stuff. But he is also getting very frustrated with my family stuff too. And he's normally like really easygoing and doesn't have much to say like about people, but he's like, I'm going there once a month and that's all, and I'm having to like I have to respect you. I think my therapist said, like, you guys are family. You and Alex are family now. Your other family, like, is like not your immediate family. Your immediate family is your husband, and I was like, that really stuck with me. And so I'm making sure, because my personality is way more stronger. It's like stronger than his. And I am very cognizant now, like, okay, I have to respect my husband and I don't want to make him feel like shit, because it takes a lot for him to say that he isn't comfortable in a situation or whatever. So, but other than that, he's doing really good. I mean, he loves it here more than I do and more than I thought he would. So,
Where are you originally from then?
I'm from Youngstown. We live in North Jackson, I live probably like 20 minutes from my family.
Okay.
But I'm from this area. I actually live in my grandma's house. She passed away in 2019 and we live in her house.
Okay. All right. I like how you decorate. I like that piece of material or tapestry.
Oh, thank you.
That's pretty.
Thank you.
Okay, well, here is your reading, and what I'm going to do is try to take a picture of you did tarot with me, right?
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so here is the first part.
Sorry, that's probably loud, me slurping.
That's all right. Well, it is here about your family. And your husband's card is first down here, and he's that King of Swords. And what sign is your mother-in-law or stepmother?
She is February 26th. Is that
Pisces? Pisces, yeah. Okay. On one hand, she's kind of glad you're back. But on the other hand, interesting enough, over here, we got the Devil card by her.
Oh my gosh.
Here she is. And on one hand, she's glad you're back, but like I said, we have the Devil card by her, and so you're gonna have to watch her. And then, what sign is your dad?
Dad is July 20th.
Leo.
Leo.
All right. So here is her and your dad, and so unfortunately, he's taken the pill in order to exist with her. And the universe, I got the Knight of Swords by them, and so you're gonna have to watch your relationship with them. And with that Knight of Swords, it's saying that you probably need to be a little bit detached. And be careful what you even tell your dad, because he'll go and tell her. And so you may not even be able to get to be yourself around him.
Yeah.
And then around your husband's card, we have did something happen that made him suddenly, did you have like a big argument or anything? Because it happened rather suddenly, and he's been seeing the paper cuts over and over and over and over, and the tower. So here we're kind of looking at a bit of an explosion, or just, the conflict with people, the paper cuts over and over and over in the tower, and of course his card,
That's so sad.
and of course here's you, and that's why you're in counseling. And this we have a woman here. It could be your sister, it could be another family member who's passing judgment. And so we have the death card through the Three of Cups, and that means it's probably not going to be like you knew it would be, with a bunch of people, your family gatherings. And so with the death card by that and the moon, you're going to have to create something that you can manage, that you can deal with. So with the death card and the Three of Cups, you realize that it can't be the way it was. And so you're going to try to figure out how it can be for you. Because they are your family, and you did go home to, basically to be part of them and to be around your nephews, but it can't be like it was. And it does show. And are you guys taking a trip around June or so?
We're supposed to go take a trip to New York City. Yes, hopefully.
Okay. All right. That'll be good. It also says here, have you been tired?
Yes. I'm very tired.
Okay. You might consider having your vitamins checked. You know me, I'm going to harp on the vitamins. Your D, your B, your zinc, all of that needs to be in good condition. Your iron, you're fair like me. So have you ever been anemic?
Wow, that's wild, because I'm actually having all these tests done because I might have an autoimmune disease, but they just told me I was anemic and that I have like fibromyalgia, but they're waiting on some other test to see if it's Sjogren's or however you say that. Wow, that's crazy. My heart just dropped.
Yeah, I have fibro. That's something I
You
wouldn't.
do?
Yeah, that's something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It has destroyed my life. That's
Oh,
why.
that's what it is.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's why I can't walk. I mean, my ex injured my spine, but the fibro, like when weather changes, like we've been going through, it's just the pain in my body. It's just everywhere. And for them, I don't take the pharmaceuticals because they make you gain weight. They mess with your mind. And so I just take ibuprofen. And it's really not enough to manage the pain. So most people don't know I have it because I don't complain.
oh,
Just know that I suffer a great deal, and I'm tired because I'm constantly overriding the pain in my body. And so I hope you don't. Of course, it's the least of the evils that they can come up with.
yeah.
Because you don't want MS, and you don't want chronic fatigue, and basically right now it is showing me that you probably are deficient, and for you to get your vitamins checked and then do an upgrade on all your vitamins. Like being an earth angel, Jen, we don't absorb well, and so I have to take double the vitamins. So if it says dose is 1, I take 2, sometimes 3. Especially in B, D, you may have to take vitamin B12 shots. That's critically important for fibro. Your zinc is very important. Your B12 and your zinc is for your legs, because you can get, and this is what I'm dealing with right now, I've started getting neuropathy. And so if you start young and make sure those 2 vitamins in, specifically, you need to keep them in really good standing in your body.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'll do that. Yeah.
And then is there a class or something that you're taking? Are you getting maybe a certification or thinking about getting?
I'll be done with my master's degree in aromatherapy in September.
Okay. And what's it in? I forget.
Aromatherapy.
Aromatherapy. Okay. Okay. All right. You're going to enjoy that. And it looks like you might be doing something online with that. So I don't know. You may You may like sell your little oils or your blends. You might look around to see if there's health food stores around. Maybe you could get your product line in there or even teach an aromatherapy class in there. I know a lot of health food stores will allow teaching, especially if it's like Reiki or anything to do with the health field where they can benefit sale of their products. So it is suggesting that probably kind of you're going to kind of look around to see what's available to you over the summer, and then starting in August it looks like you start to get more busy with what you are doing. You have a good idea about where you want to go and how you want to take it. Little psychic fairs or little spiritual gatherings. You might have a little booth or something like that. um, Even here at the Mystic, they have a little store. You can probably send me or send Beth some of your oils or your ideas,
Oh,
and package, and we could sell them for you.
oh wow, that's amazing. I will write that because, well, for one, that place, the Mystic, that looks just like a dream come true. I love everything you guys do there, and like that's amazing. But
It is. And Beth has been a student of mine for 8 years,
wow.
and I told her this was going to happen 8 years ago. And she told me then, she goes, I felt I needed to ask for my money back, but it took her a while, but she's finally doing it. And, she came to me and asked me to be part of it. So I'm just doing
Good.
my big classes there. I'll be doing Reiki here and there. And I don't know if Xenia is a good fit for me. I don't
Yeah.
I'm serious about what I do. I think a lot of people just want to play with it. They don't want to get very serious. They don't want to have to do the work. And me, I'm more serious than that. And so, I really appreciate all the comments and feedback that you give me on Goddess on Fire too, Jen, because even there I get a little frustrated with my group. It's like nobody's paying attention. And like for me to do feng shui, that's decades of information I've
Yeah,
got.
yeah.
But it's I've been working on this for 2 months. And so it's
Wow.
hours and hours and hours of work that I put into a class like that people just, so what? They don't. And so I appreciate that you show up.
Yeah, it's like buzzwords or something for some people. Like it's not there for you. It's like your way of life and who you are, and it's not like that for everyone else.
No, and it's not, probably 99% of the people, it's not that way. They just kind of pick and choose what feels good and what feels bubbly, and they don't really want to have to do the other stuff. One of the things that you can do to help you with your family, as I'm sure your therapist has talked to you about it, is the inner child work. I discovered I had to go back last year and do a whole bunch of work on myself because of all the men I was discovering. I kept meeting narcissists and covert narcissists and avoidance. And I'm like, why am I attracting these people? So it kept triggering my little girl, my inner child. And so I had to go back and start working on her again. But I will send you a link that I go to. It's called Wu Wei, Wuwei, and it's on Facebook. It's also on YouTube, and they've got like 200 plus videos of
Oh
how to work
wow.
with your inner child.
Okay.
And you'd be surprised how many people are it's really damaged by their family. And so I'm proud of you for recognizing that in yourself, because it does show that you're going to be going through a lot of healing with your people. And it's going to take you about 4 years to really come out of this on the other side. And one of the things too, spirit is calling you. So we have the High Priest and the Knight of Cups, which is your angel card. So spirit is calling you back into service. Now that will happen after August, and you will find what you need to do for yourself in order to express that creativity. And really, what you need to do is not tell your family nothing about that, and just kind of keep keep it between you and your husband. Now, and forgive me, you have children, yeah? No,
Just animals, huh?
just animals. That's what I'm seeing, just animals.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. But how old are your nephews? Because I have children on the table here.
Oh, they're a big part of everything. They are 10, 14, and 16.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
And the 16-year-old lives with my parents. The other two live with their mom, who is like a recovering drug addict. So I take them a lot because they just don't get the love. They don't get what they need, basically.
Oh, that's so sad. It really is sad. And it shows good things. Actually, this is part of your purpose, Jen. Right here it is. The earth angels with the family and the boys. This is
Oh.
this is part of why you moved back. It's for part of your contract with the boys and God, and that you are to it'll be instrumental probably in your helping to heal them and talk to them and to teach them. She should have been raising husband, and so what's going to happen with these boys, they'll probably grow up to be avoidance, which means they didn't get what they needed from mama when they were younger, and so they tend to pull away on getting emotionally attached to people, and that's what creates an avoidant reactionary. Someone, they really want a relationship, but as soon as that person comes in and starts demanding or having expectations, they run. And so, one of the aspects that you need to do while they're still groomable and teachable is teach them how to be good husbands, teach them how to do things around the house, teach them to take you on a date. You need to start teaching them how to be with women. This is part of your purpose for those boys. You're here to guide them and to basically save them. But she will give you some flack because the boys will probably want to spend more time with you than they do her.
She doesn't care. You know who cares? My mom, my stepmom, their grandma. She like guilts the youngest one. He loves being with us, and she guilts him like, oh, you're not spending enough time with us. And he cries and things like that. It's so sad.
Well, then
It's
you
so
need,
sad.
how old is he?
10. But
Okay.
he's an empath too, and
Okay.
he can feel us. He feels everything, and it's just
Okay.
so sad.
And what you need to do is just tell him, say, grandmother just loves you so much. She just wants to gobble you up and control you and keep you with her. And so you need to just not tell grandma that you want to be with us, but we'll figure out a way for you to be with us. See, that's just it. What a sorry.
Yeah.
I
So
won't even say it on video. What a manipulative piece of work,
yeah.
I just hate that. I hate to see, and she doesn't see where she's doing wrong,
And it's
and
triggering a lot from me from when I was younger because I've been having flashbacks. I literally can now remember her telling me like, oh, if you don't go see your real mom, I'll buy you more Christmas gifts and stuff. And like, I stopped going like,
yes.
and I remember that, and she's doing the same thing to them. And it's just mind boggling.
It is. It's really like, one guy I talked to last year gaslighted me out of a statement. He created this whole scenario on text. I was like, I knew exactly what happened. I go, whoa! I said that is creative insanity right there. How could you possibly get this much out of what I just said? I mean, it's insane. And narcissism is a form of insanity. And have you talked to your therapist about how to deal with her?
Well, my therapist is actually, I didn't know when I started going to see her, but she is Reiki level 2.
Oh, good.
And, so once we started talking about that, I mean, she does try to help me figure out how to deal with my stepmom, but she's like, she'll stress to me, like, the way you're responding to her, that's not the kind of energy you want. That's not the kind of energy you want to put into the world, like, and because I just get very bent out of shape that I can't change anything. And like, I want to talk sense into her. And like,
Yeah.
I know I can't, but I really think people who treat kids, especially like that, they should like go to jail. Like you should go to jail for treating kids like that. But my therapist, she's helping me. Just last week, I'm asking for help to learn how to talk to the boys, because I don't ever want them to see me as like a negative person, or they don't have to feel pressure around me. Or like, so, like, because Bobby, the youngest one, he'll wake up in the middle of the night when he's here crying, saying like, I feel so guilty. I should be with my family. And, like, I'm like, we're your family. Do you want to go see your mom? And he's like, no, it's not that. It's blah, blah, blah. And like, I just don't always know what to say, because I don't want to talk shit about his grandma or his mom, because they all talk shit about each other in front of the kids. And I never want to do that. So I think that's what I'm trying to learn how to do, is like talk to a kid. How do I talk to a kid about this?
And that's what she should be doing. Yeah, it is very frustrating, but you just need to know that there is no way that you can talk sense into them, because they can't learn. They're unteachable. That's the sad part about it. And you're going through a rebirth. This is good. Things are going to get a lot better. And then, is your husband up for a promotion or anything?
He actually just applied for a job that would be a promotion. Wow.
Okay. All right, good. Good. And then, are you wanting to stay in your grandma's house, or are you wanting to maybe move? What are you thinking about there?
I mean, in all actuality, I would love to move, but also a lot has to do with my family. Like, the house is perfect. We can afford it. We have a huge backyard. I want to start a garden. Like, everything is perfect except for them. And I say like, well, they don't need to ruin my life. I found a naturopath. I found a lady that I go see for Reiki. She's not you, but like, I'm trying to find my own community of people, basically. And
you are. You're going to be. Good for you. Good for
oh,
you.
thank you. That's great to
Yeah. Do
hear.
you rent the house from your family, or what?
We bought it.
Did you buy it? So they can't come in and cause problems.
No.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, I'm going to be sending this to you too.
Wow.
Yeah, August seems to be when really good things start to happen. Okay. What's your what's your phone number?
850-238.
Hang on. 850
238
238.
9265.
Thank you. All right, there's one. Really? Where's the other? You should have them. No. Well, you've got one. Wonder where the other one is. All right, let me resend the other one. Oh, something's coming in. Hang on.
Okay.
There it is. Okay. Oh, they're both the same. Yep, they're both the same. That's it. Okay. Is it that one? Not this one. All right. What am I doing? Did I? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. The first two are where I'm starting. So sorry about that. Okay.
Oh, you're fine.
All right. Here we go. It's you've taken your shiny self, the creativity, your spiritual self, the mother self, the mothering part of yourself. Like I said, basically you were called home because of boys. And you're an old soul, and that's what the innocence but the old man looking at the grasshopper is about. You've been around many, many, many times, and you're just rediscovering your power and your purpose here. There's stress, obviously, of the reacclimation of coming home and finding that you really seriously don't fit. And the no thingness is the moon. And so basically you've been given a blank slate, and a big breakthrough is coming in as you begin to rewrite your story. And that's what you're doing, kind of. You're in the space between stories right now. You can't quite end the old story because you're learning that you no longer fit in that old story. And so what do you want the new story to look like? And so this is an exciting time, actually. And as you recreate yourself, but also recreate a life that is more conducive to your essence, the truth of who you are. You're getting ready to become empowered, and once you are empowered, the family and her, they no longer have any control or any influence, any effect on you whatsoever. And of course that's when you're going to see the pushback from them, because well then we'll just cut you off. And the thing is, even if that should happen, the boys will be back to you when they become adults. And so not to be afraid of that. That would probably be what you would try to do. Now you could go to their mother. If she does that, you could go to their mother and seek some form of mutual guardianship, especially if you can prove that she's unfit and she's not working and not dealing and not doing what she's supposed to be doing. And even with the grandmother, your mother-in-law, your stepmother.
I know what you mean.
You could probably even do the same with her too, because you could seek mutual guardianship. All right, and then there's a big breakthrough, and this is probably going to happen, like I said, around August. And you get to leap into the new story, and that's the beautiful part of what I'm seeing here. The lioness in you is born, so you take that leap, and you and your husband create. And so this is something to also engage with him, because right now you're clinging to the past. The past is, let's say, kind of like stepping in gum. you stepped in gum, you realized it's no longer a fit for you, but it's kind of the string of the gum is still attached. And that's when the breakthrough happens. The gum snaps and it's no longer on your foot. And so you're having to go through serious contemplation. And of course, the background, all the people trying to color in your life, try to control your life, trying to manipulate you. And so there's a part of you that kind of went back to being a sheep when really
Yeah.
you're the lioness, because being the sheep was your old conditioning. And now, you know, and that's the beautiful thing that I'm seeing. Probably by June, the lioness is being born, especially by August. So you're undergoing great healing. And even in both rows, you take that leap. You take that leap. And so you're now into your new story. And so this is a beautiful thing. And so, you know, you begin to walk into your new story. There's a new birth and you ride the tiger, and it's about you being the high priestess and the earth angel, understanding the spiritual part of you, and and your new vision. And so how do you want your new life to look like? That's what you're supposed to write down. Remember, you can write your new story on paper with affirmations. So you can create, even though the new story isn't here yet, you can create it on paper. And it does show that you're going to manifest that. Also, your husband, there's a new job waiting for him. And that's also going to transform his life. Now, I do have to ask this because it's what I used to teach. I know your husband, in all of his photographs, he always acts so silly, but is he able, because I don't know him, and don't take offense to this, is he able to give a strong interview? Is he able to go in with a strong, the hunter, is his hunter available at times?
Sometimes it is.
Okay, and that's what I'm concerned about. He needs to find his hunter and he needs to bring it forward for this new job. And that means the confidence, because I know he's an empath, I know he's an introvert, I know he doesn't do well publicly. I know he may have some other issues, kind of a social rebel outcast a little bit. He doesn't fit in, you know, just like the rest of us. But for this new job, that lion needs to be in place. He needs to go in there with the ability, I can do this job. This job was created for me. This is what I can do for you. So he needs to find that inner hunter. He needs to bring on that lion, and he needs to go get him. Okay. I'm going into a different deck here. You have questions?
No, what I was thinking right now is like I'm learning how to let my body feel emotions like guilt and shame and blah 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 that I've held in for however long. But I feel like this. I feel something like around like my in my sacral and my heart. It's like excitement. I don't know what it feels good though. It doesn't feel like those other things. So that's what I was thinking right now.
Okay. Well, I just wish we could have spent more time together when you were here. But there's always Zoom. So you don't ever hesitate to reach out.
Well, I already told my husband that I'm coming this spring or summer. I'm going to Dayton to go when you're doing like a Reiki thing because I just want to be there.
Okay.
For it.
Love that. You know that. And I'd like to be able to come out your way. I want to travel a little bit more this year. And stop it. Woo, there you go. Hey, look at this shit coming out now. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever thought about hospice or helping people like in like nursing homes or anything like that?
I used to volunteer for hospice. Actually, I don't right now, but I did. So yes.
Okay. Um, the boys, did they suffer any kind of physical abuse?
They did. They don't now. My sister's boyfriend that died of a drug overdose last year used to um abuse them, like hit them.
Because that's one of the cards I pulled.
Oh, okay.
Now you're really going to have to learn to hold boundaries. All right. All right, here comes another picture.
Okay.
You can't see that very well. All right. Come on. Okay. All right. So this part, I'm happy to say that your husband is your soulmate, and you've gone home to control. That's what's happening. This summer, you're going to see great growth, and this is your garden, but also inwardly. You're seeing where, when you went home, you fell right back into old patterns and conditioning. You're here to do service work. And faith and patience and surrender and timing. So, like I said, you're kind of in a 4-year cycle. You're in awareness and understanding, and so it'll move into active healing and doing and changing. Part of this is affecting, of course, your self-worth and fearing of rejection, unwanted, scorned, disregarded. And unfortunately, that is part of the Earth Angel MO. You're dealing with guilt too.
Oh,
Yep. And that, if you don't deal with it, it can cause self-sabotage. You are the mystic. You're not here for a muggle life. And that can mean that you suffer being outcasted. You are headed for enlightenment. But part of that too is by holding your boundaries, accepting your gifts and your abilities, and also doing inner child work.
wow.
You're headed for abundance. As you make your own way, you're here to gather. So you're growing and you're gathering and learning, and one day you will teach, Jen. And this is you. This is in August.
Oh,
Okay. So you're really headed for some great things. And but the majority and a lot of your time, especially the next 4 years, is going to be all about that healing the control, healing the narcissist. Lots of good stuff on YouTube about healing from a narcissist. It seriously is an earth angel part of our lives. Somewhere along the line we got hit with a narcissist, and it can set us back tremendously if we let it. And this is where you understand that you really have there's no changing those people. So you just have to kind of focus on yourself and what you can do to keep yourself clean and clear. Try not to take it personally, because it's just part of their evilness. Even if you were a perfect person, they would find a way to make you feel less than. That's what they, they hate themselves inside so bad. That's their inner core. They're so insecure and feel so worthless of deserving anything. That's why they begin to control and manipulate, because that's the only way they think that they can get love, is to force it.
that's actually really sad.
It's very sad, but unfortunately it is the truth.
Yeah.
When those people are born, this is it. They were an empath. An empath who was also controlled by a narcissist. And so this is where we have also that choice.
You're giving me goosebumps. I just found out, I was talking to one of my aunts a couple weekends ago, and she said that my stepmom, like, she was the last of 13 kids, and her mom was like 40 something, and that her mom used to do the same thing. Like, she'd be like, oh, you're misbehaving, I'm going to kill myself and stuff like that. And like, I can't believe you even just said that, because I just heard that for the first time.
They're born as an empath, but then they are destroyed by a narcissist. And it sounds like her mother was a covert narcissist. There's 5 flavors of narcissism. You ought to Google that. There's a site I use. It's called Quora, Quora. Ask it anything about narcissism or the avoidant or covert narcissism. It's just pretty incredible.
Wow. Okay.
And so somewhere in your stepmother is an empath that was destroyed. So there's my client coming in. So
okay.
I got to go. I love you, love you, love you.
I love you so much. And real quick, I just want to say, last time you read my cards, you told me that I maybe needed to quit drinking or whatever. You didn't know I drank, but anyways, I quit drinking like a year ago, and like, you really changed my life. So I just wanted you to know that.
I'm glad you've done that. Okay, now I got to remember how to
stop
this. All right, I love you, honey.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.